Part of the trick of using Twitter is to get recognized by other people. So what we're going to focus on here is how you can start to get your name out on Twitter, help your name and your Twitter feed come up on other people's searches and be noted as a suggestion for other people based on what you put in your Twitter profile. So the Twitter profile is this all about you. So it's 160 characters at the most, and it's your Twitter bio. And so I want you to check out Sri Srinivasan. He's somebody who's very prominent in the journalism world in Colombia, and he's at Sri, S-R-E-E. Check out his Twitter resume and see how it is. It really reflects who he is and why he would ultimately come up in people who were looking from a journalistic or media background, why they would have him come up in their searches. So based on that kind of model, we need to fill out our Twitter bio so that it reflects the best and the most recent version of you, and it reflects the version of you that you want other people to know. So let's start with the basics. Who are you? You can write it down or type it out on a piece of paper. And who do you want to be? You can write that down too. And then whittle it down to 160 characters of the most important information. This is going to give you some idea that you can write in English, and even when nobody's looking, and we keep using AP style as much as we can in our tweets and what we're going to call our tweezume, so that people who are looking at you, hey, you contact someone to be a source, and the first thing they're going to do, or something they might likely do, is check you out. So by searching for you on Google or looking for you on Twitter, they're going to see what it is that you say about yourself. And if you put up about yourself, junior at Ohio State. Love Ohio State football, can pound 6 beers in an hour, the chances of them taking you seriously as a journalist are pretty infinitesimal. So we need to create a tweezume that gives us real credibility. Always consider that your audience is looking at you and what is it that their perception will be. So, don't be cute, make sure that you're professional, and that this is something that if a potential employer or an interview subject pulls up right in front of you and starts looking at it while you're sitting there, that you wouldn't be uncomfortable. You can still show some personality, and I advocate using every character, all the 160 characters that you have available. So don't stop at 135, because you think you have everything. You can list things that are hobbies or something that would make you stand out a little bit, just to give yourself some personality. So don't be afraid of letting your personality show through. Just make sure that it's a piece of your personality that you're proud of. And remember that you may write the most beautiful and brilliant tweezume possible, but if your photo or your handle are idiotic or make you look like an idiot, that's going to completely defeat the purpose. So you want to make sure that you have a quasi-professional picture. It doesn't have to be formal, but it certainly has to reflect something about you professionally. And make sure that your handle is not something like, Love Bunny 22 or, something that it should be your name, or it should be something that reflects who you are and what you do. Your first name and your last name are really the ideal handle. So this is kind of what your Twitter profile is going to look like. As you can tell, this is my Twitter profile. So I also advocate using like the @ symbol and hashtags to reflect things on Twitter that other people will be searching for, because that will be another way that they'll be able to come up with your Twitter profile. So you can see I have journalism hashtagged here. I have @ Ohio State. My little bit about myself, basically, I never met a story I didn't want to write. Retweets are of interest, not endorsement. I put that because I retweet a lot of things. I have my personal website on here. So, this is something that you can do to show your personality. You have the option of, you're going to have this thumbnail picture of yourself, and then you're going to have like this bigger image that's going to be more of a page picture that you can utilize. So you want to have both things that sort of say something about you. So I really advocate, again, establishing that LinkedIn page will give you the ability to have that as your personal website, or you can build your own, you can put your blog address that we've been working on. Make sure that your contact information is in the Twitter handle. and keep it updated. So again, this is the best, most recent version of you. So you want to refresh your biography accordingly. If something changes, your job changes, something happens to you, you become the Allah reporter at the Lantern, or you become, the multimedia editor, whatever it is. Make sure that that's the kind of stuff that you update. Because I'll tell you, I still have students who are still on their Twitter biography, it says, student at Ohio State, and they graduated. Trust me, you don't want to still be a student if you've graduated. You're out there looking for a job. I've signed into Twitter here so we can check out how we would find the spot where you'd update your profile. So once you log in, this is the mobile version of Twitter, but you've logged in and you come over here to the page that says Me, and you click on it, and then this is what comes up. And if you click on this little dial looking figure, it says edit profile, settings, help, sign out, and cancel. So we go to edit profile, and you can see you can upload your banner picture and your individual profile picture. You can put your name. Here's your URL. Here's what I have done here, what my biography is. Journalism prof at Ohio State, freelance writer, never been a story I didn't want. Retweets are of interest, not endorsement. Now, since my website is already up there, I'm going to delete that out of here. And what I might say something like, check out my classes at iTunes U. And that might be something that I want to put in here. So I'll put period, and then I will put save. Oh, description is too long. It can only be 160 characters. So it unfortunately doesn't tell me how many characters this is, but let's take out the word my, and then try to save it again. All right, so this is not necessarily, you have to kind of fiddle around with it. Check me out at iTunes U. There we go. So your settings have been updated. And, so then you just close your settings, and then you're back to you were at Twitter. So, this is something that you're going to want to kind of fiddle around with and play around with, and just spend some time getting it right.